Hello friends, one of the people that I watch on YouTube is Melanie from AKA Mommy, and she did a video yesterday, or posted a video yesterday, that I thought was really fun, and it was a tag video, and I really enjoy doing tags. So although she didn't tag me, I am going to do the video anyway. And I don't know what that's called. Am I a tag stealer? I don't know. But I wanted to do it, so here we go. It's called the Mommy Tag, and there are 30 questions, and I have them printed out here. And so I will try to do this as quickly as I can, but there are 30 questions. And I've got my smoothie here, so I'll be sipping on that while we're doing this as well. Okay, let's get started. Number 1, what is the last movie you saw that made you cry? It's been a long time since I've watched a movie, actually. I don't know. My daughter made a little video tribute to my mom, and that made me cry, but that, you know, obviously isn't a movie. I don't know. That's not a very good start to this. I don't know. If I can think of one, I'll come back to that one. Number 2, what is your favorite thing to do when you have a couple hours to yourself? I like to read. I like to crochet. Yeah, that's basically it. Read and crochet. Number 3, what is your favorite breakfast food? Currently, my favorite breakfast food is overnight oatmeal, and I will put a link to that. I did a video on that, and I will link it either up here or below. Number 4, what are the top 3 home repairs you'd like to see done if money was no object? If money was no object, I would love to have sod put in our yard, because we live on a sand hill, and we've seeded and grass will not grow, and I would love to have the lawn done. Number 2, if money was no object, I would love to have my bedroom redone from top to bottom, painted, new flooring, new furniture, everything. And the 3rd thing that I would like to see done, some new decks on the house. Really pretty decks. Actually, let me revise that. Instead of a deck, I would love to have a 3 seasons room, which is like a screened-in deck, off the back of our house, on the south side of our house. I've wanted that for years, and I would love to have that. And then some new decks on the other 2 doors as well, but a 3 seasons room or 4 seasons room off the south side of our house. Number 5, what is your favorite baby name you never used? Okay, I've got 2, a boy and a girl. The girl name that, if I would have had my way, Olivia would have been named this, but my husband didn't like it. He didn't give me a reason, he just didn't like it. But I wanted to name her Clara. I just love that name. It's kind of old-fashioned and very sweet, and I just love that name. And then for a boy, Charles, and I would have called him Charlie. And that's because my husband, Scott, his full name is Charles Scott, and everybody calls him Scott, and I would, if I had had another boy, I would have named him Charles and called him Charlie. Number 6, what is your favorite store to shop in? Hobby Lobby. I love that store. I love all the home decor. I love all the craft supplies, and I love that it is a Christian-owned company. Number 7, what did you do before you became a mom? I was actually the secretary at our church. I was the church secretary at the church that we attended at the time. And I loved the job. It was part-time, but I loved it. Number 8, what is your favorite hobby? I have lots of hobbies that I enjoy, and it kind of goes in, depends on my mood at the time. Probably crochet is the one that I'm most consistently doing. So I would say crocheting. Number 9, if you could spend a day doing whatever you wanted, what would you do? I would sleep in, first of all, as late as I wanted, and I wouldn't worry about any chores or children or anything else. Then I would go to some place, I don't even know if we have one very close by, but like a spa type place, and I would get a massage and I would get pampered, and I'd get my nails done, and I would sit in a hot tub and a sauna, and I would get body masks, and I'd just have a beauty day, and I would go to a beauty spa and I would get pampered all day long. That's what I would do. And that would also be if there was no money, was no object, because that would be very expensive. Number 10, how did you meet your husband? I actually met my husband at my pastor's house on Wednesday night during a Bible study. That's where we met. Number 11, what was your favorite family vacation? Recently or when you were a kid? We haven't gone on a family vacation in too many years to even imagine, but we used to go as a family to a place called Indiana Beach, and it's like an amusement park, and it's got a campground attached to it, like owned by the same people. And we would go and we'd stay for 4 nights, 5 days and 4 nights at the campground in our camper, and then we would have free access to the amusement park. We could go over to the amusement park, and could get in for free. Now, if you wanted to ride some of the rides, you'd have to pay, but they had rides, and they had arcade games, and they had shops, and it was just really, really fun. And we did that every year when our kids were little. We would do that every single year, but then the park got sold to a different company, and so it wasn't economical for us to do that anymore. But that was my favorite family vacation. Number 12, name 3 things you do well. Well, crochet. Mentioned that a couple of times. Crochet. I think I'm a pretty good mom. I think I do pretty good at parenting. And the third thing I do well, I'm a pretty good cook, I guess. So I'd say that. Number 13, name 3 toiletries or makeup items you could not live without. My homemade deodorant, I couldn't live without that. There's this face lotion that I put on every day. It's by Perfectly Posh, and it's called Caffeine 911 or something like that. I really, really, really like that lotion. It tightens up my skin and moisturizes, and it's not greasy. So that's number 2. And then the third thing would be my hair color. Number 14, name your favorite thing about each of your children. Okay, so Travis, my oldest, my boy. There's so many things I love about him, but I think probably my favorite thing, I have to name 2. I can't just name 1, because one is more actually his personality, and the other one is who he is, like his beliefs. I love personality-wise, that he's very calm and not easily angered. And this thing I like about him, and on the other, realm, is that he has a very mature spiritual life, and that he is very, he knows what he believes, and he's not going to be easily swayed by any wind that blows. And I love that about him. And I have to say another thing, is that he is very much in tune with what is going on in the world and in politics, and he's very interested in those types of things. He's very mature when it comes to social issues and things that are going on in the world, and I love that about him. And then my daughter Olivia, I love how creative she is, how artistic she is. I love her sense of humor, and I also love that she has a very deep devotion to God. She knows what she believes, and she's not afraid to say it. And she also is very social-minded and knows what's going on in the world, follows politics, understands it, and nobody could tell either of my children what to do as far as what's right. And I love that about both of my kids. Number 15, what was your first job? My very first job, besides babysitting as a teenager, when I graduated from high school, I worked in a store called Casey's, and it was like a general store slash gas station. They had groceries, and they also made and sold donuts in the mornings, and then they would make and sell pizza at night. And so I did all of the jobs. I ran the cash register sometimes, I stocked shelves sometimes, I sometimes had to get in really early in the morning to make donuts, and that was the worst part of the job. I hated that. I am not a morning person. And then I would have to sometimes work in the evenings at making pizza. That was my first job. Number 16, what are your hidden talents? I think I have a talent for raising animals, birds in particular, and knowing how to doctor and treat sick animals. Number 17, how long did you date your husband before you got engaged? I think it was 2, maybe 3 months. Months? Yeah, months. We met in September. We got engaged, I believe, was in November, and then we were married by February. So we had only known each other 6 months when we got married. And we've been married for 23 years, so hey, it worked. Number 18, what are your top 3 favorite TV shows? Honestly, I don't watch very much television. I don't watch television at all, really. So I can only name one. There's only one show that I watch and that I will actually tape to watch, and that is America's Got Talent. That's the only show I watch. I love that type of variety type shows. Other than that, I watch YouTube videos and watch movies that we have already, like that we purchased. We have some series that I love to watch. So if you want to count that, my top 3 series that we have on DVD that I love to watch is MASH, Stargate SG-1, and Star Trek, any of the Star Treks. So those are my 3 favorite old shows that don't even really run on television anymore. Number 19, what is the bravest thing you've ever done? Well, I'm not exactly a brave person. I mean, I don't put myself in dangerous situations or scary situations, usually. Probably the bravest thing I've ever done, really, truthfully, honestly, is start this YouTube channel. I am a very private person and kind of introverted and shy, and so this has probably been the bravest thing, like not just starting it, but continuing to do it and to put videos out there and continue to upload videos and deal with some negativity that comes along with being on YouTube. That's probably the bravest thing I've done. Number 20, where were you 3 hours ago? I'm here at home. 21, what is one thing on your winter bucket list? I don't really have a bucket list. I'm boring. I don't have one. I don't know, make it through the winter without hurting myself hauling buckets of water to take care of my animals. So far I haven't injured myself this year. I did last year, but so far this year I haven't. 22, do you meal plan, and what is one weekly staple? Yes, I do meal plan, and the one weekly staple is chicken. We eat chicken every week in one form or the other, and probably twice a week. 23, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I always wanted to be a mom. That's all I ever wanted to be. I did not aspire to have any kind of a career other than being a mom. And, excuse me, my nose is itchy. In fact, when I was in first grade, my first grade teacher had us assignment where we were given a piece of paper and crayons, and we were to draw a picture of what we wanted to be when we grew up. And I drew a picture of myself. I don't even know how I even knew, but I drew a picture of myself in the hospital, in the bed, holding a baby, and wrote mom at the top of the paper. And the teacher loved my picture so much, and I remember this vividly as a first grader. She asked me if she could keep the picture, and I've often wondered in the years that have gone by if she still has that picture or whatever happened to it, but she liked it so much that she wanted to keep it. Number 24. Would you rather travel 50 years into the future or 50 years into the past? Definitely into the past. I just feel like things are just so chaotic now, and the world just keeps getting more chaotic, and I would really like to go back to a simpler time. I try to live a simple life as much as I can in the day and age that we live in, but I would definitely want to go into the past and just live a simpler life. And 50 years ago, we still had modern medicine, so that's a definite plus. Number 25, what has been your best ever Halloween costume? Okay, so when I was a kid growing up, we did not celebrate Halloween. It was just something my parents didn't believe in, so I never really dressed up for Halloween as a kid. But when I was in my 20s, I had a job working in a credit union or a bank, and for Halloween, all of us tellers, we had a theme and we all dressed up. And our theme was Wizard of Oz, and I was chosen to be the Tin Woodman, and I think it was an absolutely awesome costume. All of us ladies got together one night and we worked on our costumes and made them by hand, and we actually got our picture in the newspaper. And if I can find, I kept the clip, if I can find that clip, I will insert a picture here of me and the ladies as the Wizard of Oz characters. That was my favorite costume. 26, night owl or early bird? Absolutely a night owl. I do not function well in the mornings at all. 27, if you are having guests over, what is your go-to dish to serve? Probably homemade pizza. Everybody likes pizza, and you can put whatever toppings you want on it. And I make my crust from scratch, and we just have all the toppings. We've done that several times when people would come over. We'd have it like a pizza bar, and everybody could make whatever kind of pizza they wanted. 28, are you messy, neat, or somewhere in the middle? I think down deep inside of me, I am an incredibly neat person. When I was growing up, I always wanted my bedroom to be neat. When we were really young, my sister and I shared a bedroom, and we were constantly battling each other because she was messy and I wanted to be neat. And, that's really difficult when you're sharing a space. And then when I got my own bedroom, it was always kept neat. Now here at home, I struggle to keep things neat because I think it's because I just have too much stuff. And I've really been working since the beginning of the year in downsizing, decluttering, getting rid of things, and just keeping things that I love. And I've been able to, I donated a ton of stuff to Goodwill, and it's been so much easier to keep the house clean since I have downsized and decluttered. 29. What is one thing you desperately need to do but have been putting off? Going to the dentist. I have one tooth on this side that has a crack, and I need to go and get it fixed before it gets worse. And I keep saying I need to do it, and I keep putting it off and putting it off because I hate going to the dentist. And the last question, name 5 YouTube moms you think everyone should be watching. Now, I watch a lot of YouTube moms, and it's so hard to narrow it down to just 5. And this list is not exclusive. There are tons of YouTube moms that I really, really like. But I decided to go with mainly the 5 YouTube channels that are smaller, because I watch some YouTube channels that are huge, like 50,000 subscribers, 75,000 subscribers, and I wanted to just focus on channels that have like 10,000 and less, and smaller ones even like 1,000 and less, because I think they need just as much attention as the big channels do. So of course I have to say Melanie from AKA Mommy. She has one of the larger channels. It's under 10,000. She's just a really sweet girl. I really like her. I like that we are both Christians. I like that we both homeschool. I like that she's from Texas, and she's just really, really down to earth. And she is not afraid to share her imperfections, and I really appreciate that about her. Of course, I have to mention Michelle from Mission Nate, my Canadian friend. She is just so hilarious. Her family is hilarious. She's so down to earth. She vlogs every single day, and that is just amazing how that she can even do that. I couldn't vlog every day. My life is too boring. People wouldn't want to watch. And she's just a sweet, sweet person. I've gotten to know her personally, and I really love Michelle. Then there's Holly from Frugal Mom Holly. She's also from Canada, and she's just sweet. She's quite a few years younger than me. She has a really young son, and her husband has got a lot of medical issues, but she is just, and she's frugal. I love the frugal tips that she gives. That's basically what her channel's about, and I just really, really love Holly. She's a sweetheart as well. And then there's Kim from Hancock Homestead and Gardens. I always stumble over her name. She's from Missouri, and she lives on a farm, and I just really like Kim. She has a very sweet spirit, and she shares her life living out on the farm, and I really enjoy her videos. And then, let's see, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got one more. I have to mention Lydia Sin. I think that's the name of her channel, Lydia Sin. I think she's got more subscribers, a couple thousand or so, I'm not really sure, but it's under 10,000. She's just hilarious. She is absolutely hilarious. I laugh every time I watch one of her videos. She is very much into getting out of debt. She gives lots of tips about being frugal and about living a debt-free life, and I've learned a lot from her, and she's just hilarious. I love her. She makes me smile. So those are my 5, and there's a lot more I could name, and I hope I didn't upset anybody by not mentioning your channel, but those are the 5 that I look forward to watching every day, and I look for them, and as soon as I see they've posted a video, I watch their videos. Alright friends, that was the 30 questions, and I want to thank Melanie from AKA Mommy for doing this tag and telling me I could do it even though she didn't tag me. And I am not going to necessarily tag anyone specifically. I just want to say, if you are watching me right now and you're a mom and you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged. That's it. This has already been 23 minutes long, so I need to get off of here and stop gabbing. And we will talk to you later, friends. Thanks for watching. Bye.